About Davis Mills. So imagine me telling you that, Davis Mills was going to be the second best rookie quarterback behind Mac Jones. He's going to have a better rookie season than Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and Trevor Lawrence. Like, you probably would have looked at me like I was crazy, and I probably would have looked at you like you was drunk if you would have told me something like that. I'd be like, Davis Mills, the Texans? Like, are you crazy? But I mean, the dude balled, man. Like the dude really balled. Like every game I saw, like was pretty impressive. Like he didn't really like he had like one stinker in there, but other than that, like the dude was really solid. So like, do you feel like Davis Mills will submit himself as the starting quarterback or the franchise quarterback for Houston this season?
Honestly,
And
Houston.
hold up. Before I let you start, I don't know if you know this, but their offensive coordinator is Pep Hamilton. Remember, Pep Hamilton was the quarterback's coach for Justin Herbert his rookie season. And I don't know if you've seen this video, but when he hired Pep Hamilton, I made a video and said that Pep Hamilton was going to be monumental in the development of Justin Herbert that rookie season because Pep Hamilton's smart, has a high football IQ, and normally he clicks with quarterbacks who are also super smart. Justin Herbert was like a biology major, something like that. And you look at Davis Mills, he comes from Stanford. So you have somebody who's going into that quarterback room who can speak his language, but you do have Lovie Smith as your head coach. So, I mean, I don't really know. But, I mean, I like Pat Hamilton as his OC. I definitely feel like that's going to be a big factor and, how successful he'll be this season. But what do you think?
Will he be the franchise quarterback? Honestly, I think the Texans have no choice but to wrap their arms around Davis Mills. People could talk about some of the moves they made in the draft, getting Derek Stingley, having Brandon Cooks come back to the team. Like, these are decent moves, but this team is, they're far away from contention. We know this. So you might as well just see what he's got. Now you mentioned Davis Mills was potentially the second best rookie quarterback last year. I think you can make the argument he was the first, just considering the situation that he was put in. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Mac Jones. I don't think Mac Jones had a bad year. He led the Patriots to the playoffs. He was good. But here's one thing that gave me a little bit of pause. And I have this little theory right here because the Patriots kind of, in a way, protected Mac Jones a little bit just because when you have a rookie quarterback on a good team like the Patriots, you don't want them doing too much. You just say, hey, take the check down, hand the football off, play to our defense, because while you're a rookie quarterback that could potentially make mistakes, we're a team that can win right now. Unless you're this ultra talented guy, we don't want you, messing up the script. And I think that in a way that kind of hurt Mac Jones' development because Davis Mills got an opportunity to go out there and just kind of explore the playbook and do whatever he wanted because the Texans weren't that good. So what you saw was at the end of the season, Mac Jones still had the baby food being put in his mouth, whereas Davis Mills, he was given the keys to the car. And he improved a lot throughout the season. And you saw at the end of the year, you can make the argument he was performing as the best rookie quarterback out of them all. Like, he completed 67% of his passes. Justin Fields and Trey Lance weren't even close to that. Not even close. And I think they were better players coming out of college, and I felt that they should have been drafted over Davis Mills. The thing with Davis Mills was he just didn't play a whole lot of games at Stanford. I mean, 14 games in 3 years. But the bright side is that he has a lot of potential because he only played really 1 year of college. This guy is still developing. This guy is still growing. And you look at the physical tools. We already talked about how he was a pretty accurate passer this year. The one thing I really like about Davis Mills is he throws a very catchable football. And that kind of sounds really cliche because you're a quarterback. You're supposed to throw a catchable ball.
But I know what you mean. Like, he makes it easy to catch the ball. He makes it more easier. The receiver doesn't have to work that much.
Exactly. Like Cam Newton, as good as he was, a former league MVP, got to a Super Bowl. At times there was inconsistency because of bad ball placement, like where he would make the wide receiver have to work a little extra. Josh Allen had that problem several years ago until he kind of corrected those things this year. So Davis Mills already has this natural ability to throw the football and allows receivers to catch it in stride, run up field. Like, his ball placement was really good this past year, especially for a rookie. I think that's a trait that he can really build on. And he already has pretty good size, 6'4", 225. He has a pretty good understanding of defenses already, which is pretty impressive considering that he's a rookie. They only played 13 games in college. So there's definitely something there with Davis Mills. You know, I think the Texans should definitely wrap their arms around him, especially considering the fact that Deshaun Watson is gone out of town. Obviously, I don't think Davis Mills will ever be as good as Deshaun Watson is. But you go from Deshaun Watson to Davis Mills, then you have something. So I think he's capable of being the franchise quarterback. I want to see him continue to take a leap forward. We'll see how he looks running a new offense. Pep Hamilton definitely will help him this year, I believe. But at the same time, he plays for the Houston Texans organization. I have my questions, kind of the same with Justin Fields, who plays for the Chicago Bears franchise. Like, it doesn't suck that Justin Fields landed with the Bears. It sucks that they're not building around him. Like, we talk about, oh, he landed with this bad team. Well, we've seen teams like the Bengals, who were a dysfunctional team at times, find a way to build around Joe Burrow. They figured it out. They improved, So we'll see how this whole rookie quarterback class goes. But I think Davis Mills, there's definitely something there. I still believe in Trevor Lawrence. I do. I still believe in Justin Fields. I really can't understand why the 49ers are not wrapping their arms around Trey Lance. But, hey, I'm not at practice every day. I'm not in the meeting room. So there's a lot of pressure on Trey Lance this year. I think Davis Mills doesn't have as much pressure on him just because everyone recognizes the Texans aren't that good of a team. So he's kind of playing with house money. But in the end, that's an advantage for him because he gets every opportunity to prove his worth. And they're going to build around him, hopefully, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. Like, I feel like, honestly, you look at Davis Mills, it's like, I feel like he just has to play great because, like, no matter how good he'll have to play at like outstanding level for him to really like cement himself as the guy moving forward, because you already know next year's quarterback class, everybody's going to be eyeballing CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson down there in Florida is getting a lot of love, more love than what Emory Jones was ever getting. A lot of people are really high on him, and the dude hasn't started yet. I don't think like a week 1 game or anything like that. But like, I just kind of feel like he'll end up getting the Gardner Minshew treatment. Like, everybody would just look at him as like a serviceable like starter or like a very good backup. Like, I just feel like he really has to play like at a different level. And it's kind of unfair because like, I still feel like Gardner Minshew should be a starting quarterback. Like, I'm still trying to figure out why.
Really quickly, Gardner Minshew's better than guys like Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold and Tua Tagovailoa, in my opinion. I had to do it.
You just had to take a shot at Tua, man. Like, we needed everybody watching this. We got to do a Drake.
Hold on, right now, he's better than Justin Fields. He's proven more than Justin Fields. I'm being fair.
I mean, I'll put Davis Mills and Tua on the same. I mean, if you want to say Davis Mills is better than Tua based off last season, like, I can understand that. Even though, like,
I just feel Davis Mills is a more talented quarterback.
He did more of less, but I don't know if he's more talented because, like, I definitely feel like he's going to end up getting that Gardner. Like, unless Davis Mills really just knocks out the park. Like, if he has like another season like last year where he has like 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, like, I feel like people are going to be like, like, he is a above average quarterback at best, but can we upgrade? Because you already know in this loaded quarterback market, everybody isn't okay with, above average. Everybody's trying to get the elite guy because we have an oversaturated market.
But here's why I kind of disagree with you. Because Gardner Minshew, I mean, Davis Mills was a 3rd round pick, but Gardner Minshew was a 6th round pick. So Davis Mills was drafted higher than him. And I feel like people kind of know what Minshew is, even though I think Minshew is good. I really do. I think that he is a potential franchise quarterback if you build around him. But the thing is, there's always going to be physical limitations with Gardner Minshew just because he's a shorter quarterback. But Davis Mills, he's got the prototypical size. Like, this isn't a Kyler Murray situation, and no shot at Kyler Murray because I think Kyler Murray is fantastic. But, like, you don't have limitations with the height and things like that. And I think his physical tools, like his mobility, his arm strength, is pretty underrated, whereas Minshew has to play a certain way just because of the physical limitations. And it's one of those things where your offense is only so limited. Now, you can be a great team playing in a way where he's managing the game, making great decisions, and occasionally scrambling and making those plays. But, yeah, I think Davis Mills, there's a little something there. I think there's a little more something there than you're willing to give him credit for.
And then also, like, what if Lovie Smith doesn't work out? Because I mean, like, let's be honest, like we saw the hiring, I was like, bro, like
I was surprised they fired David. Well, I wasn't surprised they fired David Culley. I didn't agree with the move.
Yeah, like
I didn't agree.
I agree with the move at first because I was thinking, okay, like let's see if you're going to get somebody out there. Like if you would have got a Mike McDaniels or a Josh McDaniels, you get what I'm saying? I would have looked at it like, okay, I can understand, but like you bring Lovie Smith as your head coach, like the dude, bro, Lovie Smith must really know how to sauce people up. Like this dude must have some really good talk game, whatever, because like this dude definitely is a people's person. Like everybody that comes around Lovie loves him. But let's be honest,
can I say this just really quickly? You got to keep in mind, this is the Houston Texans organization, bro. Like, they're not going to get the top of the line head coach. It's just not going to happen. That's why David Culley was the coach in the first place, because no one wanted to take the job except a guy that's been in the NFL for 20 years and has never had a head coaching opportunity. And it was
they were looking at Josh McCown.
Yeah, they were. I saw that. But yeah, it's kind of a shame that David Culley kind of got scapegoated because I felt he actually did enough to keep his job. It's just that he was in a I made an episode on my or a segment on my channel just titled "It Does Not Matter If David Culley is a Great Head Coach," just because it just never was gonna work. He was always the guy that was gonna be the stop bridge guy. Now you would think they try to upgrade over Lovie Smith because I think he's an outdated head coach. But hey,
bro, this dude,
it's the Texans organization. So
this dude hasn't had a winning season in years, and let's not forget he was a head coach at Illinois and got fired. He ain't win there, like, and he didn't win in Tampa. It's like I'm not kind of dude out. Like I want to see my brethren succeed. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, I mean, like, what is Lovie Smith going to do that David Culley didn't do last year? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of a lateral move. It's like the coaching hire wasn't an upgrade and it wasn't a downgrade because, I mean, like, it's still the bottom of the barrel. It's basically saying, like,
could have set Davis Mills back just because he's learning a whole new language. But at the same time, you know, you have Pep Hamilton there. So we'll see. But to basically answer your question, I honestly don't have a problem believing in Davis Mills. I'm not going to put all my eggs in that basket and say, oh, he's going to be the franchise guy just because he's not as talented as the Kylers, you know, the Aaron Rodgers, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens of the world, but he's good enough. Like, he has the tools to do it. And like I said, he's only scratching the surface just because he only had like really 14 starts in college in 3 years. Like, this guy's only going to get better and better. Houston should build around him, and we'll see what happens.
They should, man. Like I keep telling people, like whenever you're able to get a Davis Mills or a Gardner Minshew, like those don't come often. You get a super cheap rookie contract, even though you're gonna have to extend them faster. But it's like you can build around them more. But I kind of feel like if you're not a first round pick, like everybody's always gonna have questions about you unless you were like, you know, in the weak quarterback class and you just got a lot of upside. But I honestly, like, I don't really know. And I'm not saying I don't know because I don't believe in him, because I agree with you. It's just that I don't know if he will submit himself because like
he's in, he has a lot to overcome.
It's just like he needs to have, like, I just feel like for him to really submit himself, he has to have like an incredible season. And given the situation that's around him, it's not like, I don't think that the situation is going to help him put up the kind of numbers that he needs or have the kind of season that would, you know, make them say, you know what, even if we have a top 5 pick, we're going to pass over an AR-15 or CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, and we're just going to go ahead and stick with him.
They did not do what the Jets did. The Jets put Zach Wilson in a situation where it's like, hey, bro, you got to perform now, because like they put weapons around them. They have a pretty good coach, in my opinion. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. So any closing remarks you want to make? Like, I believe in Davis Mills. It's just that I feel like I don't know if I don't feel like the situation that he's going into this season is going to allow him to really submit himself. And I feel like the Texans, if they get a top 5 pick and they have the opportunity to get a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud, I think they would end up pulling that trigger, because like I could see Davis Mills probably having a solid season, getting traded and going off.
Just really quickly, I understand the CJ Stroud and Bryce Young hype. I just want to see them for another year. That's all I got to say before I say, oh, we're going to pencil Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. And like, I got to see them for another year, especially Bryce Young. Just I think he's a little bit overhyped, just a tad, but I gotta see a little more. We'll see. He's excellent.
Definitely.